Hi everybody, myself Dr. Rajan, Professor, Department of Information Technology, K.S.Rangasamy College of Technology. Today is the topic for cryptography and network security. This is a course name. Topic is for public key cryptography. Before entering the topic, we have to know what are the keys are using in your security. Public key cryptography. First one is for symmetrical encryption. What is the encryption means? We have to changing the data. That is for the person is an unbreakable form of data. What is the symmetrical encryption means? Sender and receiver they can using for the same key value. Okay. That is another name is for conventional encryption method. This also algorithm is encryption algorithms. Here we can using only for secret key. Sender and receiver they can using for the same key. That is a secret key. But today is a topic for asymmetric encryption, public key encryption. These are the basic terminology we are using in your public key encryption. First one is for plain text data, that is our original input data. Next one is for cybertext data. After the encryption, we have to receiving the cybertext data. That is another name is the name is for coded message. This unbreakable bit of form of data. Next one is for cyber. What type of algorithm or which algorithm we can using for encryption side. So here we can using for the, suppose we can go for the symmetrical encryption means sender and receiver they can using the same key and same algorithm. Okay. So that is the cyber. Next the key value. Here also we are mentioning for the size of the key. Based on the size we are giving the assurance of our original data. Next one is for encryption method, encryption or encryption. That is the sender side operation. Next one is for deciphering, that is for the decryption. This overall process that is name is for cryptography, that is the study of encryption principles and methods. Okay. Next one is the cryptanalysis, that is the overall principle. This without knowing the keys. Cryptology is field both cryptography and cryptanalysis. That is for the cryptology. That is the example of symmetrical encryption. You can see here. First, for the input data, for example, suppose I can sending the data as a character means, suppose I can send the data is for A. Okay. So what type of encryption algorithm we are using? For example, any character I can add the value for 3. For example, suppose the letter is for A, so A, B, C, D. So D letter we have to transfer from the encryption side, that is sender side. Receiver side we are using for the decryption algorithm, same algorithm. So they have to reducing the -3 value. For example, if we are sending the data, it's a cybertext data that is value for D. Here we have to go for the back side before D, C, B, A. So our original data we can receive for the receiver side. That is for the symmetrical model. Okay, that is a diagram. Now today's topic for private key cryptography. Sender and receiver they are using for different type of key values. That is the main motive. Here also the keys also they can share the both sender and receiver. Symmetrical encryption they can share the key value. And here does not protect sender from the receiver from the message and claiming is sent to be a sender. What are the requirements for we can go for the public key cryptography? Here you can see the equation y is equal to E means encryption of K is a key value. What type of key we can use it for the sender side? That is the value of K. X is the original message. It's a plain text letter. We already see the diagram. Plain text letter is for S. That is for the sender side. So here you can use it for a strong encryption algorithm based on the key value. Next one is for secrecy key node also only for the sender and receiver. Next, what is the X value? What is the X value means? That is the receiver side. We are using for the decryption algorithm with the help of K, key value K. Y is your cybertext data. The cybertext data will be converted as a plain text letter. That is for the receiver side. So here also we can use it for two different type of keys. We already discussed. One is for public key, another is for private key. Public key, all the parties they have to know the public keys. Everybody know the public key. We can share the public key. But private key is a owner key. We cannot share the original key value. Okay, remaining as well as same. Assumption that is not equal. And that is for the public key cryptography. You can see that example. There is a definition we have to already discuss. What is a public key? What is a private key? Okay, yeah. Same diagram, but only one difference. Sender and receiver that are using for the different type of key. That is the public key cryptography. That is the example we have to show it. Here, plain text letter, we can apply the encryption method. So here we can using for the RSA algorithm. So RSA algorithm is a public key cryptography algorithm. But symmetric example we can see for DES, data encryption standard algorithm. Here also the plain text letter we can get our ciphertext data. Then ciphertext data we can apply for the decryption algorithm. Same RSA algorithm we can apply in a reverse process. We can receive for the original plain text letter. Yeah. Why we can using for the two keys? Public key cryptography. Development address the two key issues. One is a key distribution. How we can distribute the key. Next one is for digital signature. We have to verify for the original authentication. You can see the diagram. Yeah. That is a public key cryptography system. So here, before entering the topic, first we have to know what is the secrecy, what is my authentication. Okay. Authentication means authorized person only they have to sending the data. For example, we can go to any college. Principal only they are sending the circular. We cannot alter the data. Okay. But everybody they can viewing the circular. Okay. That is an example for authentication. What is the secrecy? What is the secrecy means is the best example for email. Everyone have to send the message to anybody, but only owner only they can viewing the mail, original mail. Okay, that is name is for secrecy. Okay, you can see the diagram here. We are using for two different type of key, KRA and KUA. That is the sender side, public key and private key. Next, receiver side, KRB, KUB. We are using for public key symbol is for KU, private key symbol is for KR. Okay, so sender is for A, receiver is for B. Okay, you can see the diagram. Here we can sender side using for two different type of encryption algorithm. One using the private key, using the sender private key. You can see the first encryption KRA, sender private key. So here we can giving the assurance. Here we can providing for the authentication because private key using the private key encryption I can providing for the authentication. But everyone will have to viewing the data because sender public key are available for all the side. Receiver side also no. Okay. Then second we can see the second encryption KUB, receiver public key. Public key everybody know the public key. So using the public key encryption, but receiver side only for private using the private key. Receiver side private key only they have to decrypting the data. So here they are providing for the secrecy. So here we are providing both the, you can see the both the operation. Here we are providing for the authentication and secrecy. That is the main reason we can use it for the public key cryptography. These are the usage of three categories. One is the encryption, decryption, public key applications. You can go for any encryption or decryption. You can use it for the public key cryptography. Next one is for digital signature. That's we can see the later. Next one is for key exchange. How we can exchange the sender and receiver. That is a session key. The other name is for session key. Thank you for watching.